This is not an original story. I heard this story told by a Jewish comedienne named Elinor Grumet, a good friend of ours, in Cincinnati in 1973, and I think we heard it again in like the late 70s once. And I tried my best to tell it once about 15 or 20 years ago. But I decided for Sal's birthday, I would try to recreate this from my imagination based on Eleanor's story. If any of you are Russian, forgive me in advance. You must picture for yourself the great opera house, Moscow. The white pillars of the grandiosely beautiful entrance are reflecting the last rays of the sun, making for you all the colors of the rainbow. White doves are flitting back and forth around the tremendous fountain. High atop the theater is statuary of the Tsar himself, surrounded by horses. And outside the theater is going great commotion. People are milling about with anticipation, for tonight is a special night. Tonight is the birthday of Mr. Saul Slovin. Soldiers with golden epaulets and swords in silver scabbards are riding back and forth to clear the street in front of the opera house. Carriages with gilded wheels drawn by white horses with velvet-covered reins are pulling up and discharging nobility. Very important peoples are descending from carriages to a very long red carpet that stretches up the steps past the gigantic fountain, across the marble piazza, and up to the magnificent and somewhat imposing iron doors. Look over there. Could it be? I think it's the prince and princess. And there is the minister, Alexei Alexeyevich, with his lovely mistress bedecked in a satin gown trimmed with ermine created just for this occasion. Outside the great opera house are talking people excitedly among themselves. Peasants have walked 20 verst just to stand in the street and stare at the spectacle. Here come the gentlemen and gentle ladies up the red carpet, and may I say, they are dressed magnificently. The gentlemen in silk evening suits with long mustaches and 2-foot top hats with little petunias in their lapels. The gentle ladies in mellifluous gowns designed by the leading houses of Paris Couturier in organza and tulle and other grandiose fabrics festooned with diamonds, rubies the size of grapes, emeralds as big as your eye, with 20-pound silver necklaces ever on their heaving bosoms, draped in fur coats, with arms in long white gloves, ever so lightly placed on the arms of the gentlemen, and on their delicate feet the finest Italian slippers, and their hair, did I mention the hair, piled high on top of their heads with fruit and model ships. One has a golden birdcage braided right into her hair, and inside is singing a teeny parakeet. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, Gaspadini, Gaspaja, this is clearly the event of the century, for this day is not only being the anniversary of the birth of Mr. Saul Slovin, but tonight, in her final performance at the great opera house, Pavlova, she dance. Look, are drifting people into the theater, excitedly tittering to one another. How long will she pirouette? Will the glory of her plie bring tears to her eyes? Will she do her famous leap? Calm yourselves, all will be revealed. Inside the opera house is fantastically glorious building beyond imagination. The walls are covered with crimson silk on which are hanging paintings of the masters. Above the orchestra are 5 balcons with 3,000 red velvet chairs with golden arms, and the shield of His Imperial Majesty glittering right in the center. In the front of the theater is the imperial stage framed in gold with purple velvet curtains reaching gently to the floor as if to say, prepare yourselves for a spectacle. All 5 balcons are now filling full with excited people. Is tuning up the 100-piece orchestra in a golden box surrounded by princes and princesses. Is sitting above the stage the Tsar himself with the Tsarina. The Tsar nods to the conductor ever so slightly. Is going down the lights. Little by slowly, The curtain furbelows up. Silence. The conductor, with his baton, makes tip, tip, tip on the music stand. And then, spotlight. There stands Pavlova, poised upon the tips of her toes, waiting for the baton to fall. The baton drops. 100 pieces of orchestra is playing. The ballers and ballerinas begin to glide across the stage, and Pavlova, she make plie that brings tears to the eyes. She make a pirouette lasting 5 full minutes. Tonight, Pavlova, she danced like never before. Listen closely, this next part is important. She dance. She dance. She leap into the air like a swan, like a dove. She drifts slowly down, and she do a splits onto the stage. The audience is breathless with excitement. They clap, and with their feet are making stomp, and the curtain comes down as Pavlova rises, and the orchestra plays sweetly. But wait, once more, the curtain furbelows up. Silence. The conductor makes tip, tip, tip. Then, spotlight. The elegant Pavlova stands upon the first balcony, poised on her toes, waiting for the baton to drop. The music starts, the ballers and ballerinas begin to dance, and Pavlova make a plie. 3,000 people are quietly sobbing. Then the pirouette. This is the audience participation part. And Pavlova, she dance. She dance. She do a leap into the air like a swan. You're supposed to join in. Like a dove. She drifts slowly down and do a splits onto the stage. The audience is on their feet, clapping with joy, smiling with ear to ear, like a blizzard is flying onto the stage. Roses, we love you, Pavlova, we love you, Pavlova, is falling the curtain to thunderous applause. But wait, is fur below the curtain once more. Silence. The conductor makes tip, tip, tip. Spotlight. There, on the second balcony, stands Pavlova, glowing, poised on her toes, waiting for the baton to drop. The 100 pieces of orchestra begin to play, the ballers and ballerinas begin to dance, and Pavlova, she make plie. Is sobbing the Tsar himself on the shoulder of the Tsarina. Then the pirouette, and Pavlova, she dance. She dance. She leap into the air like a swan, like a dove. She drifts down to the stage, and she do a split onto the stage. The audience is making boom, boom. They are screaming, throwing jewelry onto the stage. What beauty, what ecstasy is falling the curtain. But wait, the curtain is fair below, up again, silence. The conductor, tip, tip, tip. Spotlight. There, in the distance, stands Pavlova, high up on the third balcony, shining, poised on her toes, waiting for the baton to drop. The music starts, the ballers and ballerinas begin to dance, and Pavlova, she make plie, she make pirouette, she dance, she dance, she leap into the air like a swan, like a dove. She drifts down, and she do a splits onto the stage. The applause is deafening. Women are pulling chips and fruits out of their hair and throwing them into the balcons. Never on their lives did they dream that they would live to see such beauty. Complete strangers are kissing one another, full on the lips. Pavlova, she bows. We love you, Pavlova. We love you, Pavlova. Is falling the curtain. But wait, is fur below the curtain again. Silence. The conductor makes it tip, tip, tip. Spotlight. There, far up in the air, on the fourth balcony, stands the angelic Pavlova, looking very small, I must say, poised on her toes, waiting for the baton to fall. The 100 pieces of orchestra start to play. The ballers and ballerinas begin to dance, and Pavlova, she do plie, she do pirouette. She dance. She dance. She leap into the air like a swan, like a dove. She drifts, whoosh, whoosh, and she do a splits onto the stage. Never have they seen such grace. The audience is going insane. They're throwing fur coats onto the stage. They have seen perfection with their own eyes. We love you, Pavlova. We love you, Pavlova. Will she leap from the fifth and highest balcon? Who can know this? And the curtain falls. What a night. But wait. Little by slowly, the curtain furbelows up yet again. Silence. The conductor, tip, tip, tip. Spotlight. There, on the fifth and highest balcon, is a tiny speck. On closer inspection, there is poised Pavlova. The 100 pieces orchestra begins to play. The tension builds. Far below, the ballers and ballerinas drift across the stage, but all eyes are on Pavlova. What beauty! She do plie. What grace! She do pirouette. She dance. She dance. She leap into the air like a swan, like a dove. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. She do splits onto the stage. The audience goes wild. Never have they seen such a performance. They're tearing off their clothes and stabbing each other with diamond-studded ivory daggers. The conductor makes tip, tip, tip. The 100 pieces orchestra begins to play, but Pavlova's not getting up. There she is, split on the floor of the stage. The ballers and ballerinas are growing nervous. Get up, Pavlova, get up, Pavlova. But Pavlova, she sits in a splits on the stage. Get up, Pavlova, get up, Pavlova. Why aren't you getting up, Pavlova? But there Pavlova sits and utters the one immortal word that will be remembered for generations. Suction.